Welcome, friends. She was a member of one of the most successful groups in music history, and her beauty captivated the whole planet. Not everything in her life was happy, and she faced tough trials but managed to move forward. Discover everything you didn't know about her. This is the story of Agnetha Fältskog.
Anybody could be that guy, the dancing queen.
Hello, I'm Agnetha.
My name is Agnetha.
Agnetha.
Agnetha Åsa Fältskog was born in Sweden on April 5, 1950. Her mother, Birgit Margareta, was a housewife, and her father, Ingvar Fältskog, was a manager at a large department store who loved music and everything related to show business. Agnetha's younger sister, Mona, was born in 1955. From a very young age, her parents realized that Agnetha, or Anna, as many of her friends call her, was destined for music. When she was 6 years old, she wrote her first song, titled Two Little Trolls, and at age 8, she began taking piano and singing lessons, also participating in her local church choir. Her father, an amateur singer and actor, supported and encouraged her from her earliest childhood. When she was 11, she formed her first musical group with two friends, and although this was nothing more than a game at the time, her passion for music was serious business. At age 15, she decided to leave school to pursue her dream of becoming a singer, inspired by her favorite performers Connie Francis, Aretha Franklin, and Marianne Faithfull. She began singing with a local dance band, through which she started becoming known in the local scene. Since this didn't earn her enough money, she also worked as a telephone operator at a car dealership and in some local shops. In 1967, a demo with several songs recorded by Agnetha's band reached a famous music producer, and the young woman's voice caught his attention so much that he contacted her immediately and offered her a record deal, this time as a solo artist. At first, she considered turning it down, feeling sorry for her bandmates. But after several days of thinking it over, she decided to accept, and recording began almost right away. The result was her debut album, titled Agnetha Fältskog, released in early 1968, which became a huge hit in Sweden and turned the 17-year-old into a major star in her country. Most of the songs on the record were written by Agnetha herself, and the biggest hit was titled I Was So In Love.
Säg, kan du förlåta? Jag trodde jag var kär.
The following year, in 1969, Agnetha met Björn on a television program. He was already well known in the Swedish music scene and had achieved several hits with his band. Coincidentally, Björn had bought Agnetha's record because he'd been captivated by her wonderful mezzo-soprano voice without knowing she was one of his own biggest fans. The chemistry between them was instant, and they soon began a romantic relationship, moved in together, and married on July 6, 1971. Benny Andersson, a friend of Björn's, played the organ at the wedding, and shortly after, Frida, who was already an acquaintance of the couple, joined their social circle, laying the groundwork for what would become the hugely successful group ABBA. In 1972, Agnetha played Mary Magdalene in the Swedish production of the international musical Jesus Christ Superstar. Before ABBA's debut album, the blonde singer had already put out 4 solo records, and even after the group's success, she kept releasing solo work, eventually totaling 13 solo productions across her career. In the early 70s, Benny and Björn, who performed as a duo, began bringing the girls into their recordings as backing vocalists. Still, they soon realized how much potential there was and how perfectly their voices blended, and Frida and Agnetha became the lead voices. In 1973, the group's first album, Ring Ring, was released, and from that point on they adopted the band's official name, ABBA, an acronym formed from the first letters of their names. The following year, in 1974, They achieved international stardom when they won the prestigious Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo. The group drew attention for many reasons. First, their innovative music built on the wall of sound technique developed by the brilliant Phil Spector. The remarkable harmony of their voices, their flamboyant outfits, and the two women's striking beauty. The group also consisted of two real-life couples, and they showed strong chemistry on stage. After Waterloo, the band released countless hits that turned them into a worldwide phenomenon. Among their most remembered songs are Dancing Queen,
Anybody could be that guy. You are the dancing queen, young and sweet.
Fernando,
I was so afraid, Fernando. There was something in the air that night. The stars were.
Mamma Mia,
Look at me now. Will I ever learn? I don't know. Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how.
Knowing Me, Knowing You,
Walking through an empty house. Tears in my eyes. Knowing me, knowing you. There is nothing.
Take a Chance on Me,
If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, take a chance on me. Take a chance.
Does Your Mother Know,
I can read in your face that your feelings are driving you wild. When you're honey, if you think it's funny, does your mother know that you're
and Chiquitita, just to name a few.
Chiquitita, tell me the truth. Chiquitita, you and I know.
Interestingly, beyond their huge output in English, they also recorded excellent Spanish-language versions of their biggest hits, which further expanded their fan base across the Americas. Agnetha and Frida stunned the world with their looks and are regarded as two of the most beautiful singers in history. Agnetha is 5 years younger than Frida. ABBA went on to sell more than 400 million records and became one of the most successful bands of all time, outsold in many countries only by the Beatles. Despite the enormous success and huge earnings, things weren't all rosy for Agnetha, and fate had harsh trials in store. In 1979, after discovering that her husband Björn was cheating on her with public relations professional Lena Kellersjö, Agnetha filed for divorce and fell into a deep depression that required months of therapy. At first, Björn denied the affair, but only a couple of weeks after the divorce was finalized, he made his relationship with Lena official, and she would become his second wife. Years before their separation, Agnetha and Björn had two children, Linda Elin, born February 23, 1973, and Peter Christian, born December 4, 1977. In 1980, Agnetha released a Christmas album recorded with her daughter Linda, who was 7 at the time. Later in 1987, she also released an album of children's music recorded with her son Christian. After the divorce, for the sake of their children and the group, Agnetha and her ex-husband agreed not to let their personal issues affect their work, and they tried to carry on. A striking detail from this period is that Björn wrote the sorrowful song "The Winner Takes It All," whose lyrics seem to describe the whole tragedy of their divorce. And the terrible part is that Agnetha was the one who had to sing it, reliving the pain of her separation every time.
I don't want to talk about things we've gone through. The winner takes it all.
According to the singer, the deep sadness of performing that song came through clearly in the videos and recordings, and ironically, it became a factor in its success since it conveyed such genuine emotion. Not long after, the other ABBA marriage also came to an end, apparently also because of infidelity, this time on Benny's part toward Frida. The singer fell in love with TV host and sports reporter Mona Norklet, And this second divorce was a blow the group couldn't withstand. Although the members never officially confirmed ABBA had split up, their last performance together was on December 11, 1982, and afterward all four devoted themselves to solo projects. Agnetha kept recording solo albums and also released some songs in Spanish, such as La Última Vez, Ya Nunca Más, a duet with Thomas Ledden, and Yo no fui quien dijo adiós, a duet with Peter Cetera, former lead singer of the band Chicago. On the personal front, after her divorce, Agnetha began a relationship with her psychiatrist, Dr. Håkan Lundbäck, and later had a relationship with Detective Torbjörn Brander, who had been in charge of investigating an attempted kidnapping of her children. In 1990, she married Swedish surgeon Thomas Sonnenfeld for the second time, but the marriage lasted only 3 years and ended in divorce. In 1994, she suffered another great loss when her mother, Birgit, took her own life by jumping from a 6th-floor window. The singer tried to hide it, claiming it had been an accident, but the official investigation soon revealed the truth. Her mother's death plunged her into a deep depression lasting nearly 2 years, and not long after, her father also passed away, triggering a serious relapse. In 1996, Agnetha published her autobiography in Swedish and English, which sold extremely well and was warmly received by fans. Ever since becoming famous, Agnetha was constantly besieged by hundreds of infatuated fans who followed her everywhere and often became genuinely troubling. Among them, one stood out: Dutch truck driver Gert van der Graaf, one of her most obsessive admirers, who pursued her for years, wrote her hundreds of letters, and even rented a house in her neighborhood so he could see her every day. In 1997, the unbelievable happened. The singer and the truck driver entered into an intimate relationship. According to the singer, his interest in her was so intense that she thought, why not? The relationship lasted 2 years, but the truck driver's obsession grew to the point that Agnetha began to feel endangered and ended up taking out a restraining order against him. The Dutchman was deported, but managed to return twice to continue stalking the singer. Despite the enormous fame she enjoyed with ABBA, Agnetha had to overcome many obstacles, mainly on a personal level. For example, although she always appeared cheerful on stage, she actually suffered from intense stage fright and fear of crowds, often experiencing anxiety attacks and even paralysis before concerts, which forced her to work very hard to keep them under control. Another thing the singer has admitted to is suffering from many phobias and fears, even of seemingly absurd things, and these fears have always complicated both her personal and professional relationships. One of her most serious fears is flying, which was reinforced even further in 1979 when, during a tour of the United States, her flight to Boston flew into a tornado and had to make an emergency landing. From then on, Agnetha always tried to travel by land to her engagements while her bandmates flew, which created enormous logistical headaches. Traveling by land didn't turn out to be much safer either, since in 1983 she was involved in a serious bus accident from which she emerged unharmed, almost miraculously. Aside from a very brief appearance on Swedish television in 1986, the two former ABBA couples didn't see each other again until July 4, 2008, at the spectacular premiere of the hit film Mamma Mia in Stockholm. The film, produced by Benny and Björn, was a total success and brought the group's music back into fashion worldwide. In 2013, Agnetha released a new album simply titled A. Unlike her other projects, this one marked a special occasion. The singer promoted it in person, gave an interview to the BBC, and sang in public for the first time in 25 years at a charity concert in London, organized by the broadcaster itself. Her drive for peace and her need to protect her privacy have kept her withdrawn over the past few decades. Whenever she releases albums, she does little or no promotion, since she has developed a real aversion to journalists. Today, she tries to live a quiet life away from cameras and spotlights on her farm on the island of Eckerö near Stockholm. where she lives alongside her son Christian, his partner, and their daughter, as well as her own daughter Linda and her grandchildren. Well, friends, this has been the story of the beautiful Agnetha of the group ABBA. Leave us a comment about which is your favorite song and who you'd like us to talk about in future episodes. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to share it with your friends and on your social media. See you again soon with another video.